All right, it is Friday morning and I'm heading out to the Salvation Army right now. And then after this, we'll go to the Goodwill and then um, stop at a few other places. So let's see what we can find. All right, so here we are in the store. I'm going to take a picture here of this. I usually take a picture of this sign so I can remember what colors are on sale. Salvation Army does one color is 50% off and another color 25% off. Today is green and blue. They used to do that at the Goodwill, but they changed all the rules around here for the Goodwill. It basically took away all sales. So I still find decent stuff at the Goodwill, but their prices are a lot higher than they used to be for sure. This is a Western shirt. Can't remember the brand for sure. Civic something. And it looks like some of these could be valuable, but I decided to pass on this one after I do a little bit of research. So I'm looking on my phone for this brand name. And this particular one is probably like I don't know, $40 shirt, $30 maybe. I decided to leave it. I think they had maybe $8 or $9 on it. This section here at the front of the Salvation Army, they put like, it has a big sign above it that says boutique, and I think they put the clothing that they think is higher quality, but they don't know what they're talking about. So there's no carts. I'm carrying a hand basket, which makes shopping a lot harder. I always recommend if you're in the store, grab a cart if you can get one, because it's like sets a little bit of a, it changes your mindset that you're going to find enough stuff to fill a shopping cart, and then you're going to be looking for good stuff and not just giving stuff away. Here's a little tiny Boyd's bear. I don't think there's any real value in any of these. I'm not sure though, but this is a little angel one. It's got angel wings, so I decided to give it a quick look up and pass it up. So this morning I had some packing to do Friday morning, so I did that and I went to the post office, and then I got here a little bit later. I think it's probably 1 or 1:30 now by the time I get here Friday afternoon. I don't know much about plush stuffed animals. I know some of them can be pretty valuable, but I don't know how to look those up. So there's a little lion squishmallow. A little bit later, I find the Muppets one, animal from the Muppets, Squishmallow, and I give him a quick look up and pass that up too. But I don't know. I have bought some Squishmallows that I sold for a decent amount, but it feels like the trend is over on those Squishmallows. Right now, they're on Labubus, and I think that's probably just about over too. I guess I saw that. Maybe that animal's at another store. I can't remember. Muppets. Maybe that was him I picked up earlier. I can't remember for sure. This is some like Leapfrog, Leap Pad by Leapfrog accessories. Seems like people are trying to sell that set right there for about $25, but I didn't see any sales history, so I passed that up. All right, that's enough looking at plush toys. Let's keep moving. Look at him swinging that basket like Little Red Riding Hood. I'm trying to go visit my grandmother, I guess. Off to grandmother's house. Okay, let's look at some books. Cookbooks mostly on this side, and I'm not going to get anything there. My technique here, oh, what's this? Fallout? Some like Fallout toys. I think those are probably pop. What's that called? I can't think of what they call those. Very, very collectible thing. I think those lost their value too. Pop? Funko Pops. Yeah, I think those are some little Fallout Funko Pops. Man, I'm really, really basket waving. Look at me swinging that thing. So my technique with books is just sort of to stand there and look for something that just wait, wait for something special to jump out at me. And it could be like something where the book has a um, different style of dust jacket or something that jumps out at me. It could be several books in a row that are all the same. Right now I see 3 books directly in front of me are all the same, and I wonder if I looked at those or not. Because I'd like to buy lots of books, sell them in big bunches, like 20 books of the same author or something. And there are a bunch of Stuart Woods right here. That might be what I'm looking for right now. I'm checking my picture to see what's on sale, and then I'm going to look at these Stuart Woods, and they've come down to like $1 a piece instead of $1.99 because they're half off. But still, at that price, they're not going to be sellable. I'm looking up Stuart Woods a lot, and it'd be like, I don't know, 15 or 20 books for $20. And I'm looking at 12 of them. I don't want to spend $12 to make 20, so I'm gonna not buy any of those. I feel like if I could get a big bunch of like some very popular author like James Patterson or whatever, I could sell those all together for a decent amount, but I can't pay $1 a piece for them and still make any profit. So I have to skip that idea for the time being. I know last week when I was here, I said if these were on sale, I'd probably buy them. And this week they're on sale and I don't buy them. So here's a Wrigley Field pop-up book. It's easy to scan barcodes on books and see if they're valuable. I know pop-up books can be sellable, but not that one. This card, it just has like new books in it that haven't been put on the shelf yet, and they're so loaded in there. Here's another Funko Pop Catwoman. I'm sure some of those still have some collectability, but I'm not gonna scan every Funko Pop I see for 1 out of 500 to turn out to be worth something. So I'm just hoping something jumps out of me. Oh, here's a People's History of the United States. I've been threatening to read this book for a long time. And I'm going to look this one up, and it probably could be sellable for $15 or $20, but I'm not going to buy it for 4 or 5 or whatever they have on it, with the hope of making $15. Looks like sell-through rate's probably bad, and it would probably sell eventually. Hardcover version. It's not a first edition. That was the first thing I looked. It's not signed or anything, but I do want to read that book. I'm just not. It's not convenient in my life to read hardcover books these days. I mostly read on a Kindle. So I see books I want to read, and I just think I'll never get around to reading this. Too cumbersome compared to just reading on the Kindle, and I can get all those Kindle books free from the library. Mostly anything I want, I'll get it from the library. So yeah, get a library card. That's my advice for you today. They have, I'm sure most every library has like an ebook collection. No matter how small that library is, they would have joined a consortium of other libraries to offer you ebooks. So if you want to get free ebooks, there's a way to do it. Okay, Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire. This is the second copy of this I have. I'm going to pick this up. It's only like $3. And this is a first edition. It has the correct number line. It says stated first American edition. And this is one that has a couple of typos in it. There's one just straight up typo where they left a word out of a sentence. That's just editing mistake. And then there's another section in that book where somehow or another the sequence of events are out of order from the way that J.K. Rowling wanted them to be, and whether or not that was like her error or an editor rewrote something, I don't know exactly how it came to be. But there's one paragraph where in that first edition where it's different from any other later printings. So I got one of these copies of this book, this first edition of The Goblet of Fire, I don't know, maybe a year ago. And it was, at that time, it was pretty, there were examples of it selling for over $1,000. So I was trying to sell my copy for $1,200, but I think there's been more and more of those books coming out of the woodwork with the same printing mistakes in them. So I have it now. I have this one I just picked up and the old one. I have them both for like $90 each, which is a far cry from the 1200 I was originally asking. But if I pay $3 for it, I want it. I'll be happy to sell it for 90. I'll probably end up selling it for 70 or 60 or maybe even 40. They have a bunch of these Sopranos season sets. One time I was at a garage sale and I saw one of these seasons of The Sopranos was kind of valuable. So I'm always looking these up, but doesn't either I was mistaken or I was looking at the wrong thing because I've never seen them. I keep looking them up. I have something in my brain that's telling me to look those up, and I keep looking them up every time and finding out they're not really worth anything. Last time I was here, I got some video games that sold really quickly for a decent amount. So I'm looking for more video games now, and I can't really. That's the only one I really see, which is kind of surprising. These stores are usually inundated with games. I don't know if you can see her now, but there's a lady sitting on the floor right next to me. She had a huge armful of DVDs, and now she's sitting sorting them out, trying to decide which ones she wants to buy. Here she is. I guess she's not sitting; she's squatting, but same concept. I feel like you should just make your decisions as you go. Like you pick something up, decide if you want to buy it then. Some of these stores, people fill up 2 and 3 shopping carts with clothes, and then they go sit in a corner and look at the sizes and decide, do I really want this or not? And then that's a lot of work for people to put those things back. So pick it up, look at it, decide if you want to buy it. If you do, put it in your cart. If you don't, put it back on the rack and then keep going. So, I mean, that lady's in the middle of the aisle blocking the whole thing so she can decide if she wants to buy one of these 50 DVDs she picked up. This little section is small appliances. That thing, I wanted to see what it was. I think it turned out to be a humidifier, which we probably could use. It gets so cold in our house, and I think it's more because the air is so dry than actually the cold. I don't know what those tiny refrigerators are for, why you would want that. You can only fit like 1 can of soda in there. For whatever reason, they have these vintage waffle irons and stuff. They are priced really high, like $12 and $15. So this one, I'm looking at their little waffle puzzle maker, vintage Sears one. If it was a little cheaper, I would have bought it, but I think it has $15.99 on it, and it probably sells for 35 or 40. If it was $5, I would have bought it, but I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna pay 17 or $16 for something I can sell for 40. That's not a great investment. So leaving that one behind, but maybe next time it will be on sale. What else are we looking for here? These are cones, those things they put around dog necks to keep them from chewing their stitches or whatever. I don't know how much those things cost, but that one had zebras all over it. It was kind of cute. I was thinking about getting it just in case we needed it, but no, I'm not going to buy stuff unless we absolutely need it. I'm trying to not fill the house with unneeded things. Like here's something there, like this is like a resin kit, 2-part resin. And I thought maybe I'll come up with a project where I need some resin. Maybe I should buy this, and then I left it behind. I say that, but then later on I do buy a black light that's probably just for myself. Okay, this game, it's not, I don't know what to call these things where they're like mysteries in a box, and that one is a Sherlock Holmes branded one. There's 10 mysteries in there. I have sold this before. I think I sold this twice before. So I see this one. I think they have about $3.99 or $4.99 on it. And it's about a $35 game if it's complete. If it's sealed and still in the original packaging, it's maybe 50 or 60. But I'm going to grab that. I'm a little bit worried that all the pieces aren't there, but once I get it home and I check it out, it turns out it is complete. So I'll have that listed soon. Maybe today. All I have to do is take pictures of some things and get them listed, and I'm trying to come up with a time to do that today. All right, pots and pans. I'm looking for copper bottoms, Revereware. These are Wagner cast iron. So I know some cast iron can be really, really valuable, like some like the original stuff, Wagner, Can't think of the other brands, but there are other vintage brands that are worth a lot. And this one, I look it up right here, and I get the idea that it's worth like $70 to $80, and they have $3.99 on it. So I'm gonna grab that. But it turns out this was a reproduction from the 90s when it was like the 100th anniversary of the company. So it's not worth. See, that one was $74.99. It looks exactly the same as the one I've gotten. Somebody got that for it. I'm not sure why, because it is a reproduction. It's probably worth 35 or 40. But for $3.99, that's still a good return. I just was hoping to get 75 or 80. Wonder. Sporting goods, nothing good there. I'm going to look at some backpacks. There's a Crown Royal backpack. I know people do buy those little Crown Royal drawstring bags, not for much, but they do buy them. So I thought maybe they buy backpacks too, and they do, just not in a speed that I'm interested in. Here's a Buc-ee's like insulated little lunch bag. Buc-ee's, the Midwestern gas station, truck stop, has a lot of fans around the world, so maybe somebody wants to buy a pink Buc-ee's bag, but I didn't really know how to search for it. I should have searched for a lunch bag, but I'm not even sure if that's what it is. Just a little small bag in the color pink. And I didn't find any examples of this exact same one that have sold or even for sale. I probably spent a little bit more time searching this than I should have, because, I mean, how much is this going to be worth? How much is this likely to be worth? Maximum $15 or $20. But I'm looking for it, and I can't find it, so put it back. They only have $3 on it, $2.99. Put it back. Any more backpacks here worth looking at? Doesn't seem like it. There's a brand new one. It's kind of cute. Primary colors. Oh yeah, Jenny's ice cream. This is a little insulated. I guess it's like to carry your ice cream home from the store. This one might have been a good buy. I'm not sure. I did not buy it, but maybe I should have. I feel like those are selling for like $20 in different colors. I didn't see one in that same color, so left it behind. But maybe I should have bought it. Who knows? Let's go down here. No maker's marks. I don't want to deal with shipping something like that anyway. Oh, right here, these are little ear plugs in a box. It's called Eargasm, and it's in a pink box. And it has 2 different size tips to block the noise out of your ears. They have $2.99 on it. This is about a $35 set, open box. If it's sealed, quite a bit more, maybe $70. I don't know who's paying that much for earplugs, but somebody. So for $3, I'll give those a shot. I don't think I've ever found anything in this little aisle. It's like plastic stuff on one side and clear white glass on the other side, for the most part. And then we're on to like the home office supply section, where they have little pads of paper and staplers and whatever. I have found some decent stuff there before. It's just all wooden stuff, like probably Hobby Lobby stuff. These 3 ladies, it seems like they each picked a spot that would make it as hard to walk through the aisle as possible. Some kind of a headlight. I think it's an aftermarket thing. Then it had some numbers on it, but I didn't feel like searching that up. Maybe that's worth something. I don't know. Very rarely find anything in that little stretch. Usually it's like metal stuff on one side and something else like baskets and stuff on the other side. I like to look at ceramic stuff, pottery. It's not typically that valuable, but you can find something good in there. Sango, I've sold Sango plates before, but recently when I looked them up, they don't seem to have any value anymore. So I don't know. did sell a stack of them. At least once I sold a couple, like a lot of 6 or 8 of those plates. But these days, look up Sango and you don't get anything. No maker's mark on that. It's kind of a cool pot. I don't know what what it's intended for. That looks like. I might buy Pier 1 stuff in the past. I might buy it in the future too. But right now, those say like, what do they say? It's like Pier 1 Classics collection. I looked at some of those last week and I thought they were not worth messing around with. So now I see that label and I've just been setting them down. I think I spent a little time looking this one up. It's Villeroy and Bosch. I can't remember the pattern name, but this might have been something worth buying if it was a dinner plate size. You can see that pattern there on the screen on a coffee mug. And there's some plates with the same pattern. But let's leave it behind. Here we go. I'm going to steal that cart. I think they use carts for new items, and somebody probably emptied that one and just left it there, so I'm going to take it. They need about twice as many carts as they have at this store, because there's usually, when I come in, there's usually like one cart waiting, and it has a wheel that won't spin or something like that, so I think they need to buy a few carts here. This whole section of the aisle is all coffee mugs. And I have found good coffee mugs. I just shipped a Car Talk coffee mug this morning that I got from this shelf right here. Christmas mug. It looks like Christmas presents all over it. You never know what people are going to want to buy. Oh, I do buy these. Probably a mistake. These Federal glass. It's like opalescent. I think it's called Moon Glow. And they're probably, I think I pay $1 a piece for those. I see the F logo on the bottom and I was searching for Fenton. I was thinking they were Fenton brand. And then it turns out it's Federal. The F stands for Federal. So it's called Moon Glow. It looks like carnival glass, but these are really from the 60s or 70s, I think. And they're maybe, the two of those together, maybe worth $20. If they had the saucers, maybe $24, but it's just the teacups. So I buy them for $2 a piece. Not a great decision. I just thought they were cool. I like the opalescent, iridescent pattern on them. And so I just kind of make a rash decision to buy those. Let's quickly run down this aisle and see what little tchotchkes are here. This like a little nativity scene. It says it's like a woman's name, the brand. I'm going to search that up and nothing comes up at all for that. So I don't know what that's about. Blue nativity, like those aren't really the colors you associate with nativity sets, but it has a scene there on the front of that plate. And it's all in that like turquoise blue. So I spent a little time trying to find this and I can't find anything similar to it. I think I see one like in product research that's similar, but it's like crucifixion scene or something crazy. That little sparkly gorilla I've been looking at every time I've been here recently is gone. Somebody covered a gorilla sculpture with glitter. I've been looking at it every week. There's all Christmas stuff on the left. I slow down a little, but then I keep moving. And here's coats. There's a coat here, Jaguar. It's a brand called Click. And that has a Jaguar car, automotive logo embroidered on the chest. So this is probably from a Jaguar dealership. This is the sort of thing that's like so unlikely to find on eBay that there's no way to really know the value of it. There are some other people selling that exact same jacket, but it said like Chrysler or something. And I think they were getting like $40, $50 maybe. In the end, I don't pick this up, but I'm kind of regretting it. But it felt to me like this is going to be the kind of coat that's going to sit around for a long time, waiting for the exact right person to come along who wants to buy it. So I can't remember. I can't see the price tag there. Is it $12.99 or $10.99? That's probably a deciding factor. I'm not going to spend $10 to sell it for 50. If I could sell it for 100, I would buy that in a heartbeat, even if it was going to take 2 years to sell. But I think this is going to be one that takes a long time to sell, and in the end, I'm going to make $10 or $20 profit on it. So I guess I'm struggling here. I keep looking at it, but I'm going to move on in a second. So, man, I even put it in my cart. Okay, there's the deciding factor. It had some stains on the collar, and they probably would come right out, but I don't want to wash it. So, put it back, move on. I'm going to grab this red coat here. This is Avis, like Avis Rent-A-Car. And it says something like, oh, what's the guy's name? Jeff. It says designed by Jeff somebody, Jeff Buck, Jeff Block, something like that. I can't remember. And I looked that up. This is a Land's End brand coat. So Avis is buying nice quality stuff for their staff. Like this coat from the rental car company. I don't find any that are like identical to it, but you can see all those blue and red ones have the same designer, the same Land's End. But this one's all red, not blue and red. And I think it's only $6.99. So I'm going to grab that. I think I'll sell it for 50 or 60. And again, that might be something that takes a little while to find the right person, but when it does, we'll make 50 bucks on it. State. Last time I was here, there wasn't anywhere near this amount of jackets, and I think they're a little bit late. These things should have been out sooner. I don't know what's going on up here with the shoes. This whole aisle is empty where they used to have men's shoes. That side is empty, and this side is empty. So I don't know what happened to them, but let's get out of the Salvation Army. And then I'm going to go to Lowe's. I stopped at Lowe's. I ordered a bunch of packing envelopes. There was a deal, like one of those rebate deals, and it was like 100% rebate. Buy all of these. They had different bubble mailers and different, what do you call them? Poly bags. And so I ordered like $700 worth of stuff, and it turns out, like I didn't really realize those. We're gonna head into Goodwill, but I'm gonna finish this Menards story. I didn't realize those rebates they're not really rebates. They give you back the amount in store credit that you have to spend at the store. So I spent $700, and then I was gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna spend $700 at Menards because I thought I was getting $700 back in a cash rebate. So I made that mistake. Those Menards rebates are kind of a scam. So I had to go there to pick it up. And when I went there, I went to the customer service desk. They told me to go all the way to the back. And I went all the way to the back, and they said, here's all your stuff. They gave me a little receipt to take to the cash register. I took that there, and the guy at the cash register said, we need to open all these boxes and count to make sure everything that you ordered is in here. So we started taking it apart, and like most of the stuff I ordered was not there. So it's a good thing they had that policy because I would have walked out of that store with less than half of what I paid for, and I would have no recourse really. So I went back to the pickup area. The guy spent like 40 minutes looking for they were like 12 by 8 envelopes, bubble mailers. Those are the ones I really wanted of all of this. I got 6 by 9 envelopes, 12 by 8 envelopes, and 6 by 9 poly bags. And so he never could find them. He had to figure out a whole system on how to reimburse me. Oh, I picked up this Alexander the Great game. It's worth about $60 to $75. And then a guy comes around the corner and he says, oh, that was mine. So it's too bad. I would have bought that for sure. It's $4.99. And then the guy, you didn't even see the guy. He came and took it right out of my hands and said, nope, sorry, that was mine. Anyway, they ended up reimbursing me for, they basically canceled the order, redid the orders. The 8 by 12 bubble mailers were totally missing, and the other things that were there were not complete. So I had to go to the customer service desk, and I mean, I was in that store for like probably close to an hour, and now I'm not even sure if I'm going to get that rebate. So they refunded me like half of it, $360, and I'm going to have to probably fight to get the rebate because they had to cancel the order, reinstate the order, went through this whole rigmarole, and I'm going to be stuck probably with some envelopes that I really only got because they were going to be free. So watch out for Menards rebates. That I did not look at the fine print, and I should have before I hit submit on the purchase, because I was going to spend $700 and get it back in store credit, which I'll use sooner or later. But the implication when it says buy these and get them for free is that you're going to get a real rebate, not a store credit rebate. So watch out for Menards rebates. I think it's a little bit of a scam. And when you go there to pick your stuff up, make sure to check that it's 100% complete, because man, this was a real fiasco. The one guy in the back was looking for such stuff. He was really friendly and apologetic, and he called up to the customer service desk and said, I'm going to send a guy up here. Here's the whole story about what happened. He needs to get reimbursed for this money and blah, blah, blah. And then I go up there to the customer service desk and I say, somebody was just on the phone. They were explaining to you about this. And he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, I ordered this stuff. It was incomplete. Somebody was just on the phone with you for 20 minutes explaining the whole situation. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what is going on in this store? So I try to stay calm in those situations, but I was getting pretty aggravated after. I mean, I was in there for an hour to pick up stuff that I didn't even really want, and now I might be stuck paying for it, even though I was supposed to be getting it for free. All right, that's a little paperweight, little souvenir from the what's it called? Is it Mers Khalifa? Something Khalifa, the tall tower in is it in United Arab Emirates? It's like the tallest building in the world right now, I think. And there's a little paperweight there. They had $2 on it. It looks like it's worth about 21 or 24. I didn't find the exact same one, but a bunch of similar ones that were selling for that kind of price range. So I grabbed that for $2. It's a small risk, but I think I'll get $21 for it. I moved through this Goodwill pretty quickly. It's like, it feels like a little understocked today somehow, and surprisingly empty. Not that many people here. This owl, I can't remember there's a plaque on the front. It's some brand name, and it looks like it's about $75. Maybe it was 45. They had $4 on it, and it looks like it's selling for like 45 to 75. But then when I look it up, when I look at it closely, I can see the feet are broken off of it. It's supposed to have 2 feet there, and they're broken. So I was kind of, I remember the price was high enough. There it is. What did it say? No, I can't read it. Maybe it was only maybe it was only $45, but I was thinking I'm buying this for sure. And then I see the feet broken off of it. So I just said the store is kind of empty, but then right there I couldn't go that way because there were too many people blocking the aisle. So I went around the corner. Here's some Revereware pot, but not no copper bottoms. And I find three Revereware lids, and I'm considering, like, should I buy this? But I'm gonna leave it behind. I don't know why. Sometimes they have those lids for like $1 or like 99 cents, and then other times they're like $4.99 just for the lid. I don't know what they think is. Who's going to pay $5 for a lid? The whole pot is only $2.99. So let's look for some plates. Looking for my standard plates, Crate and Barrel. Those are Crate and Barrel right there. They have like a grape pattern on it. They're salad plates, so probably not as good as if they were dinner plates. There's 6 of them. I do end up buying these, and then I don't do my due diligence here, checking them out closely, because once I got home, I found 2 that had chips. And at $2 a piece, that's $4. That's just straight to the garbage. But even those $4 ones, I mean, even the 4 that are not broken, I'll sell those for like $15 to $20 a piece. So maybe $40 for a lot of four, $45 for a lot of four, and I paid $8 for them. These are the kind of bowls that we have in our cabinet, those grayish blue IKEA ones, and sometimes I buy them just to keep our cabinets full of bowls. But those were $4.99, which is crazy. I mean, I'm sure those bowls, maybe they were $3.99, but I'm sure they were cheaper than that at IKEA when they were still in production. I see some Fiesta ware there, that peach colored on the shelf, and I pass it up and then I come back for it later. There's like 8 dinner plates seem to sell for like 110, 120 for a set of 8 like that. So I'm going to come back and pick those up in a minute, and then I decide after a little while I'd come back for the bowls too. I don't pick up the saucers. I don't think those things are worth messing around with, but the plates probably, I should have just bought the plates and left the bowls, but I did buy the bowls too. So you'll see me grab those in a minute. Some kind of clock radio. I'm going to pass that up. I looked at the bottom, like, do I want to look this number up? And I looked at the model number and it's like 15 characters long. And I just thought, I don't want to type all that in to the eBay search box. So I don't need this. I don't even need to know if this clock radio is worth buying. I don't feel like typing that much. I don't know why they make those. Like Sony has really long model numbers and Panasonic does too. Here's a waffle maker, Belgian waffle maker, Toastmaster brand. It's got a bunch of like pretty lightweight plastic stuff on it, so it's not that old, I don't think. But it still seems to be about a $40 item, and I'm going to grab it for $4.99. Try to get that listed and sold as soon as possible. All right, where are we next? There, I'm thinking about the Fiesta ware again, and I'm going to look it up. I just keep thinking about it. I left it behind. I have a lot of Fiesta ware that doesn't sell, that hasn't sold. Then I decide, I see that orange platter right there. That's a Rachel Ray stuff. But that orange color made me think, let me look up that peach color. Just to be sure, because sometimes when things are discontinued, the color is retired, it can be valuable. So I see the first thing on the list is a set of plates, 8 plates for $120, $119 or something. And I guess I could pay $30. How much would they be? They're $3 a piece and there's 8 of them. I guess I could pay $24 to make 115 or whatever. So I got those, I'll take them, and then I'm going to keep shopping for a little bit and then go back for the bowls. It's like a honey dispenser. No value at all, but it looks interesting, and I want to see if it could possibly be something worth selling. I think it sells for like $10 to $12. Honeybee. Oh, Spode. I've got a lot of Spode stuff, and I don't think it's as collectible as it used to be. This is a tea kettle, and first I'm looking up teapot, and I can't see this exact same thing, and then I realize, oh, I should be using the term kettle. So I do search for tea kettles, and I see some selling for like $75. It's not guaranteed you're going to get the same results on your phone and on your computer browser if you search eBay on both of those ways. So I search it here. I see I see some that are selling for like $69, $79, $75, and this one is $7. So I'm going to snatch that right up. But then once I get home and I start searching it here, I see plenty that sold for like 20, even like 19. And so I probably wouldn't have bought that in retrospect, but I'm going to try listing it for like 40 and see if somebody will buy it. I got to get that gotta get that one listed today. Today is it's going to be much later by the time you see this video, but today for me is December 13th. So we basically just have like 3 or 4 more days for Christmas shopping. So I need to get as much Christmas stuff sold as I can before the 15th or the 16th. I think USPS says 17th. The 17th is the last day for Ground Advantage to hopefully get an item delivered by Christmas. Of course, there's no guarantee. Oh, here I'm checking bowls again, Fiesta ware. I think that color is called apricot. And I'm thinking, do I want to go back and get those bowls? And I decide I do want to. So what's here? There I am. I'm grabbing them right now. So 4 bowls in one hand, 4 bowls in another hand. I'm going to leave I think the thing that tipped me off this time was I went around the corner and there was some teacups, Fiesta ware teacups, and it made me think maybe I should get those bowls after all. So I went back for them. It starts to get disorienting looking at this screen, trying to figure out where in the store I am. They've mostly all electronics on the back wall. Here's a camera. This is from lomography.com. They sell like lo-fi junky film cameras. That's a big lens, fisheye lens one. And I think they have $4 on it. And I think it sells brand new from Lomo for like $50, but it seems to be selling on eBay for like 32 to 34, 36. So for $4, I'll risk that, buy that, and try to get $30 for it. It still has some film in there. So I rolled that film up. Oh, this is a little tripod, vintage tripod. I think it's from Kmart. And it somehow connects together to make this little like handle / tripod. It's kind of cool. But I think I have enough camera junk around here. Which reminds me, I have a whole box full of 35mm cameras in the garage that have been there for years. I should go and get those, try to get those listed now before Christmas. Some of them are probably pretty valuable. I know I have some old Bronicas that are worth a lot. This thing's called a Hamilton Uni stand and has no other information on it except for that. So I Googled that and find out that it's for a guitar amp, so you can have your guitar amp leaning, pointing up towards your ears, not just flat on the ground. And it's about a $20 to $24. There's 2 sales and 2 current listings. The 2 that sold for like $24.99. The 2 that are still available, $24.99. Of course, those are brand new. This one, I can't remember what the price tag on it is. Maybe $4. I'll try to list that for $21.99 since it's not brand new. And I think somebody will buy it. It just might take a little while. Hair dryers. They got $20 on that. That's too expensive for me to even bother looking it up. I don't like to see cases without opening them to see if there's anything in them. Usually there's not. Sometimes there's something cool in there, but usually it's just an empty case. This is looks like a toolbox, but it has that cover on it that says it's for storing baseball cards. There's a case I opened. I need to know what's in that case. It's a breast milk pump. The whole top shelf in here, which is just above camera frame, is all breast pump equipment. This entire row of this aisle. So I don't know how they got so many of those all at once. Probably like 40 different brands of breast pumps there. I'm starting to get a little bit antsy. I usually like to look through all of these trays, like these little bins. So they fill them up with a lot of stuff, but I'm not feeling it today, so I'm not going to spend too much time more in this store. It's like, I don't know. I've got a few things here. I actually spend quite a lot of money. I think I spent like $78 at this store today, but most of it is in those plates and bowls. I think the plates are $2.99 a piece, so like pretty high, but somebody who works there knows Fiesta ware and thinks that it's valuable. Let's quickly look at bags. That's like a computer sleeve. It doesn't have a shoulder strap or anything, so Jessica just bought a new one for herself, and I was thinking, oh, I could have probably got her one. I'm gonna grab a couple of bowling balls. Oh, here's the animal Squishmallow, the Muppets. I think it goes for like $12. It's cute. I was contemplating buying it because it only has 99 cents on it, but I could see there's like a tear in the front of it, so I just put it right back. And then I see here some bocce ball set. It looks nice the way it's stored in this plastic container, like a carrying case. But it has no value whatsoever. Like I think there are like two of them sold for like $20, $30, and then there's like dozens and dozens of them listed brand new. I'm using ChatGPT to search for it because I couldn't remember the word bocce. I was just like getting stuck on croquet. And so I took a picture of this, run it through ChatGPT, and it tells me bocce ball set. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Like this area where I live, it's like at one time was a predominantly Italian neighborhood, and so almost every park has a little bocce ball set up where you can come and play. And people do play it still, but I'm sure not like they used to in the 50s and the 60s. And here we go, bowling balls, Brunswick, Vapor Zone. I'm not even going to look these up. I'm just going to buy them. There's two of them there. I've been buying bowling balls a lot lately. There's more than that, but I'm just going to buy the two that look prettiest. I see a plain white one there. Maybe that's a brand that means something, but I'm going to grab this Brunswick one and this Ebonite one. Turns out the Brunswick is the more valuable. It's probably like $40 to $45, and this one is probably, I don't know, maybe $20 to $25. They do take up a lot of room and they're heavy. They're not really hard to ship, but they are heavy. But I bought up like maybe 5 or 6 bowling balls and I sold them all pretty quickly. So now I'm on a bowling ball kick, but I don't want to just be filling up my entire shelving system with nothing but bowling balls. Right now I'm cruising through the clothes just to look at the shoes that are on the top racks. I'm not looking at any clothes to buy or very little. I stopped to look at those shoes. They have a zipper going right down the middle, which is something I've been thinking about. Like, why don't they make men's shoes that just have a zipper in the front? I think it would be cool, but I've never been able to find a brand that makes those for men. They make them for kids and they make them for women, smaller sizes, but I haven't been able to find some for myself. Milwaukee Bucks, leather bucket hats. They probably were giveaways from the stadium. For the most part, hats at the Goodwill are too expensive to buy, to sell. Some of those hats are probably $6.99, and most hats aren't going to go for more than like $20. It's pretty rare to find one that's worth more than that. These are brand new Chuck Taylors in like a yellow color. I'd like to be able to wear those shoes, but my feet are too wide for them. So I look at them all the time and think, maybe I should buy these. But I'm not going to hurt myself for fashion. I don't know what JD is. So many of those hats are like stadium giveaways. I'm quickly looking at sweaters and stuff here in like the sizes that I could wear. I look through these just basically. I'm thinking about like I should have spent a little time checking out that like southwestern looking one, because I saw somebody today showing a video saying like the clothes you miss at Goodwill that are worth money, and it was one that looked like that. I don't know what the brand was, but I should have This is the one I saw, and I thought I could wear a sweater like that, but then somebody had put a small or a medium sweater in the sizes here that I would wear. So I'm just looking at these just to see if there's anything that I want for myself, and if anything special jumps out, anything valuable, then maybe I would buy clothes to sell. But I'm trying to steer away from that right now for at least until some of the clothes I have sells. That's a long sleeve Super Bowl. It didn't have a year on it that I could see, so I don't know if it was any good or not. But let's get out of here. And then I'm going home right now, but then I came back this morning to a different Goodwill. So everything you saw before there was yesterday. I'm gonna grab this cart. The front wheels lock up when it leaves the store, so I'm tilting it way back and then let it roll once I get inside. I should have probably left it out there because that thing was so cold from being outside. My hands are freezing right now. So this morning I got up and I did some packing, and I took those packages to the post office, and I had to go pick up some, like a big cutting board, like one of those self-healing mats. You'll see it on my packing bench next time I'm packing. Somebody was giving that away on Facebook Marketplace, so I went to pick that up, and it was right by this Goodwill, so I decided to go in here, film myself, and add it to yesterday's shopping trip. So this is 2 days worth of thrift shopping in one video. So Goodwill, looking at hats again. I saw that green one I was contemplating buying for myself. I think it was like a green houndstooth, and I think it was a J. Crew brand hat. And I thought maybe I need a green hat, but I didn't want to buy it. I didn't want to try it on and look in the mirror. That's what I wouldn't buy a hat without seeing how it looks on me. So I decided enough's enough. I don't need any more hats, and I let it go. This whole aisle was full of people, and there was a lady just like walking away with a big stack of board games. So I hope she didn't get all the really good stuff. That little handheld Frogger, like plug and play to your TV game, I probably would have bought that, but it was like 12. What was it, 12.99 or 9.99? And you probably sell that for $20, $24. If it was $2.99, maybe I would have bought it without even knowing if it works or anything. This is basically board games and puzzles. Here's a catchphrase, Scrabble edition catchphrase. Put that in the cart. I think it's $2. That thing could be $20. I didn't even bother looking it up. For $2, I'll take a chance. I think like the other catchphrases I've sold have been at least in the box. Whether they were new is another story, but they were at least included in the box. So this is going to be my first time grabbing one that has no box on it. That thing says Designer's World on it, and on the back it says Hasbro. So I don't know what it is. I look it up, and there's supposed to be something inside that little flip top, and it could be like $30 if it was in there. Some kind of another plug and play video game. I don't really know how it works, but without that part, whatever was supposed to be on the inside, it seems like it's pretty much worthless. So let's put that back on the shelf. I need to get out of this store. It's pretty loaded with people. That's art history trivia game of some kind from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. No, nobody wants to buy that. So I think it was only 99 cents. That's the only reason I'm looking it up. But I have had pretty good luck with like art themed games. So I wanted to check it, and it has no sales. No sales at all. There are quite a few listed, and none of them have sold. Okay, board games. I think I'm lingering here mostly because the aisle is pretty full. That's some like computer memory, RAM or something. Looked like the design of the packaging looked kind of old, so I don't know if it has any value or not. I didn't look it up. These are like baby, like some sort of like memorization cards or something for babies to try to, I guess, make your baby smarter. I see these things sometimes where it has a barcode that looks like a regular UPC barcode, but then it's not. And I don't know what those are for. Maybe it's from another country, but you scan it and nothing happens. So you had to look the title up on that, and I decided to leave it behind. They got the weird stack of records right here in the middle of these electronic components. Usually that would be with CDs and other media. This kid's looking at a vintage Polaroid camera, like a Polaroid land camera. I don't think you can get film for those kind of cameras anymore. So those are tough. Some kind of a winding emergency radio, I think. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. I'm lingering. There's one of those rollout pianos you jump on, like from the movie Big with Tom Hanks from FAO Schwartz. So a couple of those sold for like 25 bucks, but not a good sell-through rate. See it in the red box right there, the kid in the yellow shirt. This is a disc. It's called Disc Doctor, like the disc cleaning tool. These were really popular in the 90s, and I have sold quite a few of these before, but I was wondering if the market holds up on this. And this one is taped up. There's no way to know like what the condition of the box inside there is, of what's inside the box. So it looks like it's about maybe like a $20 item if it's in good condition, maybe 25 if it's brand new. This is like a 3-tiered display shelf, and it has lights on the inside, I guess. And I'm trying to think of like what can I use? What can I use this for to display stuff? And choose to say nothing. Light fixtures, globes. I've had good luck with old vintage light globes, but those all look pretty modern. CDs here, and then VHS underneath. DVDs. I'm still looking for the first volume of the series of Unfortunate Events books. So I'm checking these books out now. Here's Nancy Drew's. These look like older ones that have never been read, but they're from the 90s. So they must have done a pretty close reproduction of those look like the 60s ones to me. So if those were older, I probably would have bought them, but those are 90s. Maybe they're still worth buying in a set of 6 or 8 or whatever was there, but I don't think so. Here's coming up here, Hello Kitty backpack coming down right now. I think they got $3.99 and $4.99 on it. It has a little bit of dirt on it that I'm going to have to try to get off, but it seems to be about a $35 bag. At least 25. So I don't like to buy stuff that I have to do work on, like the front pocket there probably needs to be cleaned. I don't think I'm going to throw it through the washing machine or anything. I'll probably just hit it with some OxyClean and rinse off that front part and see if I can get the marks off of it, and then try to get $35 or $40 for it. Some more pottery here. This is like mostly planters. Vases. Here's some carts of newer inventory there right behind me. I don't get too excited about those new inventory carts, but there's nobody looking at this one, so I'll get over there and see what's there. And it turns out nothing. This could have been sitting here for half an hour. I don't know. Some kind of a curling iron wand. Didn't seem special, so I left it behind, and the brand markings, the print of the name brand was worn away, so I wouldn't even know how to search for it. This store just feels like extra busy somehow. Right there, right to the right. Oh, here's a miniature lava lamp, glitter lamp, and it's only $2.99, but then I open it up and there's no water inside of it, no glitter inside of it. Like, how could this be? So I'm going to pull it out and I can see that it has a big crack. It's all plastic, but it has a big crack all along one side of it. So whatever liquid was in there is long gone. It should be in the garbage, not on the shelf here. So right there, here's a guy I see at this Goodwill every day. I mean, every time I go to this Goodwill, he's there. And I think he goes there in the morning and he stays there all day just waiting for them to put out new inventory just so that he can see what's new. This is a butter warmer, like you put a pot on top of a candle to melt butter. And it says, like, as far as a brand name, I'm looking, and then in tiny print it says Potpourri Products Incorporated. So I'm searching Potpourri butter warmer, and I do eventually find some that look exactly like this. A set of 3 of them, somebody's selling for $12. So this isn't something I'm going to buy. This is why you really got to do research. If I bought everything that I thought was interesting, probably 3/4 of it or more would end up in the landfill. I'd have to just throw it away or put it in the garage sale pile or redonate it. So I basically look up everything unless I really know. I can't keep decades worth of searches in my memory. So I got to look things up. And occasionally, I mean, even if you know you've sold something before, you still kind of have to look it up because the market changes on these things all the time. You got to see what it sold for recently to know what it's worth. And even then, by the time you get it listed, it might not be worth anything anymore. Here's ice cream cone maker, the Cone Factory. This is one of those instances where I scan the barcode and it's not a real barcode. It's like it's a string of numbers, but not in the format that we use in America. So nothing comes up. So then I search for Cone Factory and a bunch of automotive stuff comes up, and so I just give up on it. I don't think that thing can be worth more than $20, even if it's worth anything at all. This is like kitchen stuff, so I do like to browse through that stuff. There's some kind of Pampered Chef thing, but it didn't seem like the sort of stuff that anybody would want. Breville, this is like wood chips for the Breville smoking gun to smoke your food. If it was the smoking gun, it's probably worth buying, but just the wood chips, I don't think so. So also, it was only partial. At least one of the little packages of chips was already gone. Mostly coffee mugs here, teapots. That's a timer. It has a coffee cup on top of it instead of like has the winder, and it is broken. Turn it, nothing happens. So now we're on to coffee mugs. It's impossible to look at. You see something that calls your name and you want to see if it's worth something or not, but there's no way you could check every coffee mug to see if it's one that's valuable. You just got to start to develop a sixth sense about what stuff you can sell, what stuff that's worth looking up and what stuff that's not. Here's these little plastic dinosaurs. There's this one and a Triceratops one. I'm just trying to take a picture to figure out what it is, and I don't get any real answers. But eventually I discover that it's supposed to be for holding tacos. So dinosaur-shaped taco holder. Maybe those are worth something, but this is the sort of thing like, okay, yeah, let's look it up. So I do look it up, and I decide these are worth maximum $9 a piece. They've got $3.99 or $2.99 on them, whatever they've got on them. Unless I could get it for free, I'm not going to sell that for $10. Just not worth it. So here's an orange Triceratops directly in front of me. I think if you had a whole set of those, 3 or 4 of them, maybe you could sell this for a little bit better, but not much. let's take a picture of that one and see what we can find. I don't usually have much luck with eBay's image search. It comes back with like millions of results. That one does come back with that kind of cough or whatever it is, jug, water jug, and it looks like it's about $15 to $20 jug. I don't want to ship something that big and that fragile for $20. All right, what do we got here? Nothing. I don't know. Maybe I should edit out all of this. Maybe I just could make these videos only the stuff that I actually sell or actually buy. I don't know. This is a little easier just to let it run and talk over it, but it might be boring. I don't know what that. Um, Sometimes those maker's marks are so blurry you can't make them out at all. That's like a studio pottery signed by an artist. Probably a pottery class in a park district or something. Somebody learning how to throw on the wheel. Alright, what do we got next? Nothing. Oh, Mickey Mouse. I end up buying this, but I think I'm probably going to regret it. I see some that sold for like 32 and some sold it for like 16. So I don't know what the price they have on it is, probably $2.99. If I could get $28 for it, I'd be happy. If I could get 16 for it, I'm probably not going to be that happy. It's like Mickey Mouse sketchbook. It has all these little notes like describing how Mickey Mouse should look, probably for other, animators to come in and work on. I mean, that's where it originally came from. Those animators aren't looking at a bowl to figure out how many ears wide Mickey Mouse's head is. But I'm sure they have all kinds of guides for those animators. And then somebody just grabbed one of those books and turned it into a graphic to put on a bowl. It looks kind of cool. I have very little luck with Disney stuff. I don't know how to find. I'm nowhere near a Disney park, so I'm not going to be finding Disney park exclusive stuff to sell. Not very often, anyway. So the Disney stuff I find, even when it is from the parks, doesn't usually do that well. There's usually nobody looking through these plates and bowls and stuff. So I'll be the one who checks them to find out if anything is worth selling, because nobody else seems to be interested in selling and shipping fragile stuff. Yeah, I think I'm starting to get a little bit worn out from this store too. I'm just ready to go home. Here's a clutch that has a basketball on it. It's kind of weird. Just keep looking. That was like this system to transfer patterns, sewing patterns onto fabric using like a blue powder, like chalk powder. I didn't even look it up. Maybe that was something that I should have looked up. I don't know. It didn't look too vintage, and I feel like they probably come up with other more technologically advanced methods for transferring those patterns these days. So maybe that old stuff is obsolete. I don't know. Or maybe people are looking for the old stuff because they can't get it anymore. Maybe I should have looked that up. This seems like kind of a catch-all section here. Some sort of stuff that feels like office supplies, but not necessarily. And the same thing here. They have like sort of a mishmash of stuff here. Sometimes like beauty supplies. That's I could barely see it there when I picked it up. It's a Pampered Chef measuring cup, like an adjustable measuring cup. And I'm trying to see is that something worth selling? I think they only have 99 cents on it or $1.99. So If I could find that it sells for like $15 to $25, I probably would pick it up. But there's too many Pampered Chef measuring cups, and I'm scrolling down in order of highest price to lowest. And once I get to a certain price and I haven't seen it, I know it's not going to be valuable enough to bother. So I'm scrolling, and I never see one of those. The only one I saw was in a little bundle with some other Pampered Chef stuff. And even that, I think they were only getting $20 for. So put that back and move on to the next thing, which is this right here, which says stink free. It's supposed to be like, it's a black light and then like an odor eliminating spray, which Jessica has worries about pineapple used in the bathroom in the house, but I'm not that worried about it. I don't think he's done it as much as she thinks he has. And we have a tiny little black light, but I I thought just for the sake of the black light, that little kit is probably worth selling. Somebody is probably looking to buy a fluorescent tube black light, and maybe I'll just keep it here for when I get uranium glass or something. I have another little, like an LED black light, but I don't think it works as well as the older ones. This is called Dr. Clockwork's Violet Wand. And I'm going to do another shout out to Lonnie and Candace at Shed Flips. I saw them selling some, or they were pulling something out of their new pickups, and it was some kind of a weird um, ultrasonic wand for stimulating your skin cells on your face or something like that. And it looked exactly like this, except this thing is marketed as like a fun toy, and that other thing that they were selling was marketed as a like a legitimate medical device, which it absolutely isn't. I think it's basically just ultraviolet light that goes through some plastic pieces. And they have $30 on this, which is pretty high, but I only saw one that sold on eBay and it was over 100. So this one is not brand new. It's still sealed. I mean, it's not sealed. It is wrapped with tape, so I don't know if it's even complete. But I'll pull that open and see if everything is in there and if it works. And if it does, then I'll probably try like $90. I think the one that was sealed sold for like 112. So I'll try like 100. I'll try around 100, a little under 100, and hopefully get that for it. But we'll see. Worst case scenario, I wasted $30. That is a pretty high price for something like that. That only has one sold comp. All right, I see some bowling balls under here, and I just picked up bowling balls yesterday. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to get more bowling balls? And these are priced a little higher, like $5.99, which I'm used to them being $2.99 or $3.99. And I'm looking at them, and I just like I think I look one or two up, and then I decide I don't have room right now to bring in any more bowling balls until the ones I have sold. I think I've got 6 or 7 right now in my inventory. So I'm looking this one up now. I think it's a Brunswick. And I see brand new ones that look just like it sell for like $175, but this one's used. So what am I going to get for it? Maybe 30, maybe. Who knows? I'm putting it back anyway. I don't even look that one up. Just put it back. I don't need any more bowling balls right now. I might kick myself later, but if these bowling balls I have all sell in the next week, I might think I should have brought more bowling balls in. Here's my friend here. I've never spoken to him once, but I see him at least like every couple of weeks. I'm sure he's a reseller, and I don't know why he just stays at this one store all the time. Sometimes I go here at 9 in the morning and he's there. Sometimes I go here at 6 o'clock in the evening and he's there. So I think this guy is like, I suspect he lives nearby or he has to take the bus or something. So he's going to this one store hoping that they put out something worth selling. And sometimes I see stuff in his cart and I think, I wish I got that. Right now I'm just cruising through the clothing, looking at shoes. They don't have that many shoes at this store. But I'm looking at them anyway. I don't know what. Those look like maybe they were my size. Okay, I think we're getting ready to wrap it up. I want to look at some clothing here, like at the other store. I'm trying to find sweaters for the winter for myself, but there's people standing right where my size is. So this end is supposed to be like the sizes that I would wear, but it seems like the end of the rack is where people just put stuff that they picked up and decided not to buy. So those are all like small and medium. So I'm going to zip my coat up and go check out, and then that's going to be it for today. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.